All right, this is going to be your sequel to the beginner bodyweight core circuit that you might have seen on my channel previously. This is your weighted version or your advanced version, whichever you like to call it. Most of the exercises that you would have seen in my previous video can be done with weight as a more advanced option. And then I've also slid some other exercises in here as well that are more advanced. So the circuit is going to be very much the same. So again, if you haven't seen my previous video, go check that out. We're going to do 2 circuits of 4 exercises, no rest. And then at the end of each circuit, we're going to rest for 30 seconds to a minute, repeat the circuit 4 times, and then move on to the next one. So based on your level, you can start with 30 seconds per exercise, 45 seconds, or even a minute, completely up to you. But let's get into it. So we're going to start with a weighted sit-up. In terms of the sit-up itself, you're going to get into this position here with your feet in line with your hips. You're going to have your core nice and tight. So if you have an arch in your back, draw your pelvis down to remove that. And then if you're doing a sit-up, you're coming all the way up like this. So we're going to grab our weight plate, hold it up, and we're going to use our core to sit all the way up like this. It's really important not to use momentum for this and jerk yourself up, because that's not going to involve your core too much at all. So keep your core tight and really drive it to come up. After that, we're going to go into a more accelerated version of a leg raise. We're going to do a double straight leg raise / a gar hammer. So to do the leg raise, you're going to get into a flat position on the floor. Again, bring your pelvis down. Now, if you need a little bit of help, you can tuck your hands under your bum just a little bit. You're then going to take your legs and you're going to bring them all the way up into this leg raise. And then use your core, slowly come all the way down. But we don't want our feet to touch the floor again. We want to maintain this tension and then come all the way back up. Now, if you're feeling fancy, you can do a gar hammer, which is where you actually bring the bottom portion of your back up as well. Make sure if you do choose the gar hammer route, maintain the same form. Very important. Third up, we're going to do what's called a plank rotation. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into a high plank position. So take your arms, plant them on your yoga mat, in line with your shoulders, kick your feet out, make sure that your bum is tucked in and your core's nice and tight. What we're then going to do is we're going to put all our weight on our left arm here. We're going to rotate into a side plank here, and then we're going to come back and repeat the other side. Those are shit, so if you can't do them, that is okay. A variation that you can try, which is not completely the same, but sucks a little less. Get into a low plank on your forearms. And hold your core nice and tight, and then you're going to just twist like this. So you're dipping your hips. Making sure your butt's not sagging or up, nice and straight, just dipping the hips. All right, final exercise of the circuit, we're going to do a weighted version of a dead bug. Now, the main difference with this is because you're holding the weight, you're not alternating with your arms, it's all in the legs. So we're going to get into a sit-up position here. We're going to bring our legs up like this, hold the weight above us, and then bring it down, and we're going to hold it here, and we're going to bring one leg down, not touching the floor, and then back up. And just so that, you finished the first circuit. So have a rest, and then we'll move on to circuit 2. Okay, so for circuit 2, we're going to start with V-ups, and there's a few different variations that we can do based on your fitness level. So I'm going to go through 3. The first variation is a normal V-up. So essentially what we're doing, as per the name, is we're molding our bodies into a V shape. So we're going to start down like this. We're going to have our chin tucked, and then we're going to come all the way up like this. Core nice and tight, really focusing on using that core to drive your body up and back down. Now, another variation you can do is a weighted version of the first variation you would have seen in my other video. So we're going to grab a weight plate, we're going to come down into our position, and we're going to do single leg versions. So we're going to come down, and then we're going to bring one leg up and bring the weight up at the same time. Now the ultimate V-up challenge, which I encourage you to try when you're ready for it. Normally I would use a kettlebell for this, but for visual purposes today, I'm just gonna use the medicine ball. We're gonna chuck it in the middle of the yoga mat here. We're going to get into our V-up position on one side with the medicine ball, and then we're gonna V-up, and then we're gonna twist to the other side of the medicine ball, and repeat. And there you have it, 3 different variations of V-up that you can try based on your fitness level. Next up, we're going to do a weighted toe tap, and again, there's 2 variations to this. So, we're gonna grab some baby dumbbells. I'm gonna press our backs onto the floor. We're gonna bring our legs up as straight as we can. Again, core nice and tight. Now, we've got 2 options. A, bring our arms straight with the dumbbells, and we're focusing on crunching up to our toes. Or option B, we're alternating. So we're going to take right side, try and tap our left leg. And there you have it. Third exercise of the sequence is a plank push-up / commando, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to get into a high plank position, and then what we're going to do, take a left arm, come down, and then come down with our right arm. And then with our left arm, we're gonna push back up and then come up with our right arm again. And then we're gonna alternate. So now we're gonna come down with our right, come back up with our right, and then go again with the left. Make sure you're holding your core nice and tight. We don't wanna sag or come up. Nice and straight, down and up. And now if this is too advanced for you, completely fine. You can also do this on your knees to start off. Final exercise, we're going to actually do a plank. So if you're not quite ready for a forearm plank yet, we'll do a high plank first. So get into the position you were just in and just hold that position for 30 seconds or so. If you can do that, no problem. Drop onto your forearms and hold it here. Again, make sure you're not sagging, nice and straight for about 30 seconds or so, and you're done. And there you go. There's your weighted / more advanced core circuit that you can do to help build up your core strength and build up some definition as well. So give it a try, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.